had the drunkest woman in the whole world in my audience the other night. It was a couple.
Your
it was a couple.
And that's how we met.
Yeah. No, it was a couple, and I was on last, and I just watched this. So standing at the back, and it was a late night show. So you expect to see some drunk people in there. And in Australia, we do get drunk at shows, but usually, I don't know. Usually the audience sorts them out for like quick. The comedian will shut them up, or someone next to them will be like, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing? Shut the fuck up!" Or it doesn't last long enough. But there was a woman in the front who had the most annoying heckling style. It was her and her husband was so drunk, and he was so drunk that he couldn't open his eyes, and he was leaning on her. And these people were like in maybe like their late 40s, early 50s. Nice. He was leaning on her. And he kept talking, so he knew where he was, kind of. And she was, when someone's so maggot that but they want to seem sober. So she was sitting like on the edge of her seat and upright like the Queen.
Yeah.
Like side saddle. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm actually elegant. I've seen you vomit in the toilet 2
seconds
ago. Yeah.
But her munted husband was leaning on it. I was like, if only you could see how stupid you look. And they kind of were ruining people's stuff, and they were yelling stuff out. And Anissa Nandala, this Brisbane-based comedian who was on before me, and she is just an African woman. She got on stage, and the lady kept saying stuff to her, and Anissa's so much nicer than me. Anissa just kept like going, "Okay, thanks, baby. Like, it's fine. Let me do the jokes. It's fine. You're fine. Okay, baby. Thank you. And I was like, what the fuck is this bitch saying? What is going on here? This is like, she's really taking the wind out of her sails. And then Anissa got on stage. She was like, God, that woman was so annoying. I don't like, because she thinks she's helping. I was like, oh, I'm tired. Like, I'm going to kill her. So I got on stage, and then that's when she was like, she immediately said
like
something
a vigilante.
to me. Yeah. Oh, I just was so, just like, and I think Brett and I were talking about this earlier. There's certain things that women can do that like Brett couldn't have.
I can't go a female audience. I've just got to let it go because that's, you know what I mean? Whereas a dude, I can fucking go.
Yeah. And I'd seen, because it had been all men, and she'd been annoying to them, and then she was especially annoying to Anissa, but because Anissa's so nice, Anissa was just trying to like placate her and make her stop and show like, I don't know, kill her with kindness. But I had no time for that. And so when I got on stage and she started, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Has this been all night? And everyone around was like, yes. And I was like, why? Do you think you're helping anything? And she was like,
they're ruining the night for people around them as well, you know?
Yeah. I was like, you've been so annoying. At the back of the room, you've annoyed me. I haven't even heard a single word you said, but it's been annoying. So can you just shut up? Does everyone want her to shut up? And everyone's like, yeah. And the woman like was annoyed by that. And then so I tried to move off to material, and she was like, I've heard of farm.
Wait, what? I've heard of farm?
I've got a farm.
Oh,
I
what?
was like, yeah, exactly. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I've taken a bunch of Irish guys' passports, and they're not going until they've picked enough fruit.
And so I had to
it's like fucking Dubai.
Yeah.
It's modern slavery. Yeah. It's like Irish people working in farms, yeah.
Yeah, I'll clap for Rockhampton.
Usually when someone's that munted, when someone's that wasted, you're like, this is an uneven fight. Like, this is not fair. I'm just going to make you be quiet, and then I'll go off. But the audience, they were so fed. She'd ruined every single act up until this, that they wanted blood. And so, you can tell when they're like, I gave her like a swift kick. Not physically, but I was like, okay, that's done. And then and then I went to go off into material, but you could tell the audience kind of pulled back. And then she wanted it as well for some reason. She thought she was helping. She goes, I've got alpacas.
Oh my God!
Very neat.
Oh my God!
I was like, okay,
I've got more questions now. I was like, was this a sheep predominant farm and the alpacas are there to protect them, or is it alpaca for the?
It was
wool?
so, and then so I'd go back to it and I'd be like, is this your first ever comedy show? And she was like, yes. And I was like, and how do you think it's going? She was like, I liked one of the acts so far. And I was like, and none of the acts have liked you. You have been so annoying. Yes. And then I went pretty hard on her, but I can't really remember where I went. I blacked out. But she
You're like, are you from an alpaca farm? You should be used to this.
I said,
And her face, you know, the-
yeah, I shouldn't have. You're right. No, I said, what
That's
do
triggering
they
for Olga.
do? And she
you
said,
started by an alpaca.
Yeah, and I got what did I get? Oh my god,
Salmonella.
Salmonella.
Yeah.
oh, because of that. Oh,
Yeah,
did it go in your mouth?
Yeah, I got hospitalized. It's all good.
Oh
Thank you
my
for
God.
remembering.
Yeah.
God, that's
You
really-
blacked out and you woke up choking her out.
Yeah.
I think about it often.
Yeah, that
Well, all
is-
right
I'm
then.
so sorry. That's
You're jealous that someone got to spit in my mouth.
What's salmonella from an alpaca? Was the alpaca eating raw fish? Sorry, raw chicken? What was going on?
Oh,
I
would
think
they
they
just
just
been
have
germs?
it.
They just have it. Oh god.
Or
what a way
I
to
guess-
live.
Dirty.
What a way to live. Anyhow, it was just one of those where on a normal night, when someone's that drunk, you're just waiting for someone else to deal with
Yeah.
it. But because it was so late and it was such a mess that I was like, okay, you guys want blood. This is going to be my sacrificial lamb. And then I roasted her quite a bit, and then got to the end of my set, and the whole 10 minutes was dealing with her. And then at the end of the set, she said she wanted the last word, of course she did, and then she just said, "I bury people on my farm."
What?
Yeah.
What?
Which was nice.
They die of salmonella.
Yeah. I'm not a turnip. You don't need to bury me, dude. Yeah.
Which was nice. And the entire time her husband's like half asleep on her shoulder. I was like, I think you look tougher than you do.
That's
I love
wild.
that you did that because I do the same, but to dudes. But
Yes,
you can't
exactly.
do it to. I can't
Oh,
do it to
dudes
ladies.
are my favourite ones.
So I wanted the Exford, and there was which is known as the Bear Pit, the 12 o'clock show. It starts at 12
right.
o'clock. It's free.
Yeah.
It's fucking. It can be violent. People have been glassed and stabbed.
It's
there
hosted
before.
by a man who looks like your Ghost of Christmas Future.
Yes, my dad. Yes. Me, if I continue to smoke and drink, that's what I'll look like. But
If you just give up on shoes at some point.
Yeah.
There was a young 14-year-old kid on doing comedy, and there was a fucking dickhead in the front row.
Was
Had
his parents there?
I think he had a minder. I couldn't really tell.
He was
the
there with a
exact
couple of
situation.
magicians.
Yeah,
Was it your
it
wedding?
was fine.
That's where Olga scouted him.
Yeah. Ghislaine Maxwell was there. It was fine, guys. But this guy was going him, and and the kid's like, he's still 14. He's just getting to his punchlines. He had well-written jokes and whatever, but he's also scripted because he's 14. He's fucking scared.
Yeah.
And this guy was going in, and I was like, fucking get me on next, cunts. And I was like, I can't do that to a lady. But the good thing about guys is when they're interacting, there's a line where it's like becomes very obvious that if you keep going, I will kick this shit out of you at a gig. And I kind of like
so sick.
yeah, and then I said the next day, I said to Franklin, the guy who looks like me, I said, how did it go? He goes, man, you had him 2/3 of the way. And I said, what was the other third like? He goes, yeah, you were threatened to kick the fuck out of him in the car park. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like me over a few beers. But dudes know the line and they will shut down. Whereas I feel like ladies are like, well, I'll keep going because I can't do anything to a you're like, just got to let it go, And when you do it, I'm like, thanks, Bronny, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And you're still like that when she's got him in a headlock in the car park.
Do you remember we did that gig was it in Darwin or Alice Springs, and there was that woman with the blue hair who's heckling you? It was in that huge theatre. Remember that? And you came and you shut her down, but as soon as you shut her down, the audience kind of turned on you a bit.
Yes.
And then that's when I was like, oh, he's not allowed to do that because he's a boy.
Wait, what did
Yeah.
she say and what did you say?
I can't remember. I do remember
That's
that.
right. There was because it was a lineup gig. It was a road show, Melbourne International Comedy Festival road show, where they just take a bunch of.
I was going to
comedians
say,
all around.
blue hair in Darwin, that's an away gig for her, surely. That's
yeah.
you're,
No,
I had it on my side.
yeah, that's your territory.
Yeah.
Unless you're in kids' entertainment, you're not. Blue hair doesn't belong up there.
But there was a new comedian, this guy who just started, and he won Raw comedy festival comedy competition on his third gig or something like that. Incredible. And so he was doing 5 minutes at the top of this show to like 1,000 people. And so he was really nervous. He had like a tie on, adorable. And he went out, and his jokes weren't as polished as an established comedian because he's so new. And his this woman just kept guessing his punchlines.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, and like sometimes she'd get it right because he's new and whatever. But he'd go, but he wasn't experienced enough to deal with that. And so, and not everyone, because there's 1,000-seater, not everyone could hear what she was saying. So sometimes he'd get to the punchline and she'd yell it out, and he'd go, yeah, that's I guess that is how the joke ends. And then so
Oh
no
my
one
God,
could
my
hear
heart
what
is
even it was
breaking.
awful. So we were standing like these two the roughest people in comedy, just standing in the wings going, "What the fuck is this bitch doing?"
Get us on. Get me on now.
You're like the Judge Dredd of Australian comedy. Send him out there.
Dude, send me. Oh, dude, I don't mind fucking ruining a gig. I'll go out there for 20 minutes to do one fucking joke. I'll tear your life out of you. If you're a guy. If you're a girl, I'm like, I gotta send Bronnie in. We're like the Bash Brothers from Mighty Ducks. I'm like, send her in. It's a jig. Yeah.
So
You're like the one female bouncer at the club.
Yeah.
I can't kick your teeth in, but she can.
And she will, dude. Yeah. Got the clipboard and all.
She's on steroids.
So we ruined her life as well.
Wait, so what'd you tell her?
So you came out and you said something about, you made fun of her blue hair. You something about like, it's so surprising to see someone with blue hair this lippy or something like that. And then people kind of...
I don't think it was that. But yeah.
Anyway, and then, but then they pulled
He said
back
something
and then
racist, and then I came out as a hero. And I'm like,
never say no. And then I came out at the end and said, I'd said like, has anyone have got their dream? It was a joke where I'd talk about, has anyone got their dream job? And she was like, wow! I knew she was going to do it. And you know, when someone's just so desperate to be the center of attention, doesn't matter how many people are in the room, doesn't matter how unfunny they are, they're like, I actually feel like I deserve it. So she was like, wow! And I was like, okay, what's your job? I was desperate. And she was like this, oh, don't worry about it. No, don't worry about it.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I was like, oh, so now you're shy after you've ruined every
Everyone's
single
night.
person's night. And I was like, you haven't shut up the whole night, and now you're choosing to be shy. And everyone was kind of like cheering because she was, and she was like, what? Me? And then I made fun of her relentlessly until she shut up because she was so insufferable.
But you can't always see who the heckle was coming from, and I think I was.
No, you could,
I went out, and then I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm fucked." But I know Bron's next, so that's good. I can move on. I don't know. In 10 minutes, you're fucked.